Aaron, I think it was for the first 11 overs. I think Pat Cummins and Ben Cutting bowled 1 over between them. Was that perhaps a sign that you maybe had one bowler too many today?
I don't think so. I reckon when you've only got 140 on the board, I think you have to keep experimenting a little bit. I thought Dougie bowled exceptional at the start, created 2 chances in the first 2 overs. So I mean, when you've got an asset like that, I thought it was the right move to bowl him a third and really press for a wicket, but wasn't to be. I mean, looking back, we just didn't score enough runs. I think if you got 160 on the board and you bowl a couple of good overs at the start, you can put a lot more pressure on. All of a sudden, the rate goes up to 8.5, 9 really quick. But when you only got 140, I think that it still hovers around that 7 mark, and they don't really have to take too many risks.
I guess the other thing you mentioned yesterday about having 5 opening batters in the squad being, I guess, an asset, but was it a liability also not? I think Reardon was the only sort of specialist middle order player you had in there.
No, I wouldn't say that. I think the owner still goes on the top of the order, and myself and Cam both got in and got out, which was disappointing. That didn't really allow our middle order to play how we know they can. Watto had to hold back a little bit, and then their spinners bowl well. And then when you got 2 guys coming in at 4 and 5 on debut, in a pressure situation, I think that they summed up the conditions pretty well, and I thought the way that Jimmy Faulkner finished off the innings as well was terrific.
What was the wicket like? It seemed a bit too pace. A lot of guys caught at cover.
I thought the wicket was pretty bloody good. I mean, you don't get too many better wickets than that around. Mine was just a poor shot. Whitey was a bit unlucky. Rito a bit unlucky as well. So, I mean, when you win the toss and bat on a wicket like that, you expect to post more than 140, and the onus is on the top order, and myself and Cam especially. Guys getting out in their first couple of balls, that happens in 2020, and that doesn't really concern me. When you're trying to score fast, it just happens. When guys get in and then get out, experienced players like myself and Whitey, that was disappointing. But saying that, I thought Cam played nicely. He was a bit unlucky, so that happens.
And just on Rousseau's innings, he got that life early on and then made you guys pay.
Yeah, he did. It was a couple of balls here and there that a metre overhead and just beside. So, and I thought he played quite well though. Once he got that chance, he took it to the bowlers, and I think when you're chasing a smallish total, if you do that early, it takes so much pressure off the rest of the game. You saw that they got the run rate down to 6 and over pretty quick, and we had to try some things. So, just wasn't to be tonight. He was too good. Hopefully, he's used up all his luck for the series though.
Aaron, what did you sort of make of Watto's innings?
I thought for a guy coming back for only his 2nd or 3rd hit after quite a long layoff, I thought he was outstanding. He hit the ball in the middle of the bat, played how we know that he can play. He took the game on, and I think we've seen in this format of the game and one-day cricket and Test cricket at times, he's just so dangerous and so damaging that it was just unlucky we didn't have somebody through that middle part that could really go with him and take it to the opposition. He sort of had to just keep waiting for the right time, and that was unfortunate. But I thought he played beautifully.
And mate, just looking towards the next 2 games, like will you sort of change the side around a little bit? Do you think? I think there'll probably be 1 or 2 changes. Not having spoken to anyone, but I think we've got a couple of quality players on the sidelines as well. So we'll have to look at getting them in if it's the right makeup.
I guess just on possible changes, I guess an obvious one who could be available is maybe Glenn Maxwell. Could that also have the benefit of maybe being able to shift Faulkner maybe to 7 and maybe Cutting to 8, so they could maybe certainly for Cutting when he can come in, he can focus more on a hitting role?
Yeah, probably. If Max is available, I'm not exactly sure of the situation at the moment, but we've seen how good he is in the shortest format of the game, and it also gives us another option with the ball, which with so many left-handers in their side, I think he was the type of player that we could have done with tonight, an off-spinning all-rounder who can pinch in over here and there with so many lefties, like I said, but wasn't to be. I mean, I thought we had the right side on the park to win the game, and we just weren't good enough. They outbatted us. I thought their skills with the ball were excellent, and in the field, they were unbelievable. Just the way that they moved around was pretty special to watch from the sidelines.